So I got a Harris HT25 here that I have to go tune up, and I figured it'd be kind of neat to go record a video about how to do that. So let's go ahead and get started. I did go ahead and screw up all the tuning on this just a few moments ago just to demonstrate this, but it was definitely not tuned correctly on the way over here. So first, got the exciter, obviously. It's making 5.2 watts. And that's going to go into your IPA section here, which is a box behind this. And that's what we're going to look at here first. But then out of that, it goes into the PA section, which is the big tube in the back of the transmitter. So what we actually want to do is start off with the IPA here. What we want to do is get the lowest reflected power here possible. Now my forward power is going to fluctuate a bit as I adjust this, but we're going to leave that as is for the time being. What we want is to get zero, or at least close to zero, reflected. So, you do that by adjusting these input and grid tune here. You just go ahead and go back and forth until we peak it as low as possible. So I'm going here. So we're pretty low on that. Let's go back and forth on the grid. See, that's going the wrong way. Looks like the grid was already pretty correct. Do the input here real quick. Alright. Now we're still only at 40% here, but let's go tweak on the PA here. So again, this is the step after your IPA. So let's tweak on the tuning for that. You would do the PA load and tune here. Now this is going to really make a huge difference in your power. As you can see, I really screwed up this tuning. Again, for the demonstration, but okay, PA loading is good for now. Alright, that's about what we're going to get. Now, when you're adjusting this, something you do have to do is watch your plate current here. Turn this down so you can actually hear me. On this particular transmitter, once you hit about 3.2, 3.4 amps of current, the whole thing will trip off and go off. So you want to avoid hitting that. Now, obviously, we're not making 100% power yet. So let's go ahead and crank up the power output here. Now, when it hit raise here, what that's going to do is increase your PA screen voltage here. And we're going to be looking at that top graph there. So we're at about 500 volts. So we're just going to hold raise for a second here. And again, watching my plate current up there. We're going to just let it go up here. It's pretty slow. Alright, we'll call that good. Now, every time you adjust the screen voltage, you have to go back and do your IPA again. So as you can see, our reflected has gone up a little bit. So let's go ahead and see what we can do about that. Again, just going back and forth on our tuning down there. Looks like we're still not going to get to... Oh, no, we are going to get to zero. So that's what you want right there. Look at our PA. So, still only making a little bit over 80. Let's mess with the PA tuning here. I'm not expecting this to get to 100 just yet. I mean, 90 isn't terrible. Let's go ahead and give it some more screen voltage. Alright, we'll call that good. Now let's go ahead and go back to adjusting the IPA again. Well, that was easy. I didn't even really have to touch the grid tune. Again, we're making, what is that, 425 forward and 0 reflected? That's what you want. So we're making a little bit over 90. Let's tweak on the PA tuning a little bit here. Almost there, but not quite. Give it just a little bit more screen here. Again, make this sure this is tuned. Alright, go ahead and tune the PA here. We're almost there, almost there. Just give a little bit more screen. Again, check our tuning over here. Kind of keep going back and forth here. See, we're really close to that trip point there, which I'm not a huge fan of. But we'll keep tweaking on it here. All right, there we go. We're at a little bit over 100 actually. Let's lower power here. And by the way, don't try to run these numbers here. The efficiency is not correct on this at all. It used to be on 103.1, now it's on 98.3, and it's also aged 20 years. But we have a BDI on the wall over there, so I know what power it's making. But yeah, that's about all there is to it. I was hoping I'd have to go turn up the filament down there to go demonstrate that. And you do that when your tube is bad, and this tube I thought was bad, and I expect to have to do that, but I guess not. Once you do that, you turn that up. If you couldn't, if you were giving it all the screen, you still couldn't get it to do anything. That's gonna run your tube harder. But apparently this tube is good enough that that's not a problem. There you go, 100% power. And we are really close to the trip point on the plate current, but that'll be all right. I'm gonna watch this transmitter for about 5 minutes to make sure it's all right. But yeah, it's a really nice day out here too. This is a really nice site to be out at. It's out in the middle of nowhere here. No one bothers you out here. Get these nice views, at least for North Dakota. Nice views for North Dakota. I got no complaints about being out here today. But yeah, we're gonna just keep an eye on this transmitter for a little bit. Make sure it's not gonna go trip out. And we should be golden.